We think, mistakenly, it turns out, that welcoming someone else will come naturally to us. We are under the impression that we will and we do know how, instinctually, to welcome someone. What could be easier, we think, than welcoming someone into our lives? All you have to do is show up and invite them to be present with you, to be really fully, deeply present. You just have to make a little space. Simple, really. Show up and be. Then we try, and we realize rather quickly that people are complicated. Say it with me. People are complicated. We figure out that our instincts are often off and even wrong, and that regardless of our intentions, we mean well, we really do. We will make mistakes. Say that with me. We will make mistakes. Amen, right? And again, right? Our efforts to connect will actually push someone away at times. Our efforts to be disarming will fall flat, or maybe even offend. It's a sad irony of the human condition that we most fervently want to know and be known. Connecting with one another is what we most desire. And yet, sometimes we behave in ways that are the exact opposite of that. We want desperately to love and be loved, and yet we do things that feel like a shot to the solar plexus of someone else sometimes. We push people away. And you know why that is? Because it's not just that other people are complicated. Say it with me, I am complicated. We think, I'm so easy to understand. I mean, I'm a piece of cake to relate to. Who couldn't love me? And maybe on a good day, that's true. But not every day is a good day. And some days, we're prickly. We're off-putting in our humor. We think we're funny, but it's actually not funny. Or other times, we try to reach out in ways that don't quite work. And maybe on a bad day, we're actually pretty armored, pretty defensive. You can almost feel your shoulders kind of up by your ears. Nobody's coming in today. And then you get a whole group of people together, right? A whole community of people. What could go wrong? What especially could go wrong after 3 years of not socializing? We have spent so much time isolated. Perhaps we've forgotten how to interact with other people who are not on a screen, but actually in front of us, a full-body human being. We've forgotten how to make them feel welcome, how to say it and mean it. And perhaps even more saliently, we live in a larger societal context which has given us more and more reason to feel like we need to protect ourselves. The armor comes more easily. Defenses up. I can almost see people around me sometimes kind of William Sloane Coffin used to say there's no smaller package in the world than a person all wrapped up in themselves. So if we ever did have a time in our lives when we trusted easily, that is not now. If we ever had a time when we saw all the people around us as potential friends, potential people to open ourselves to, it seems that that time is not now. More and more we have been told to see one another as a threat. At worst, at best as someone, inscrutable. And if that person is different from us in any way, class, race, ability, age, well, those defenses go up even faster. We shoulder our armor, we look out from eyes that, as much as we wish it weren't true, are often quick to judge, quick to dismiss and assess. I don't think I'll get along with them, no. We move through the world looking at other people with that kind of shorthand we've developed in our own spirits. Is that person worth the risk? I don't know. Could I love them? No, not today. We assume things about ourselves and about others. We assume that there are some people that we can relate to and some people that we can't. Meanwhile, we miss out on a whole lot of life. And that, my friends, is where change comes in. Because to truly welcome, we have to be open to changing. Not only open to it, we have to be willing to change and to be changed. We have to be willing to break out of patterns that we have gotten ourselves into that they kind of look like ruts, to be honest. We're stuck in these patterns of relating that don't allow for growth or for change in ourselves or in others. Everybody has been given a part that they must stick to, a role that they must play. But the poet said, the soul should stand ajar. I have to be willing to make adjustments. It's like when you host someone in your home and you prepare food that you know they will eat because you've asked about their dietary preferences ahead of time. You've asked about how you can welcome them into a space that you hope is not just your space, but becomes an our space. You do things differently to try to meet their needs. And apparently you have chickens, roosters. The welcome rooster, that's right. We all know about the welcome rooster. During our time away, I spent time with a close friend of mine. And I commented to him that one of the things I so appreciate about our friendship and our connection is that it feels effortless to me. I don't have to work at it, I said to him. It just is. It just flows. But later I reflected a bit more deeply on that conversation, and I realized that what I had said was mostly, but not entirely true. Our friendship still requires effort from both of us, but it is not an effort that I find hard. It's an effort I am willing to make. It is not an effort that feels effortful to me. So what efforts, I wonder, am I willing to make to remain in relationship? In what ways am I willing to change if that's required? What am I and what are we collectively willing to change in order to welcome more people? more not like me people? How much am I willing to wade through discomfort or challenge to change those easy patterns or habits in order to broaden the scope of my connections? It occurs to me that some of the most powerful moments of connecting beyond difference and out beyond the edges of what I have thought would be easy demanded of me pulling upon every single capacity I have tried to hone in my life in reading other people, in reading the room, and then in modulating my actions and reactions appropriately. These are skills I honed pretty well as the only child of a mixed-race family system where I had to move literally between cultures in my own family. So I had to read okay, they don't like, okay, all right. We all have to do that. We all have to figure out how to perceive what's going on with the person we're connecting with in the moment. We have to ask ourselves key questions in each interaction. How can I meet this person where they are? Not where I think they are, not where I think they should be, not where I want them to be, but where they actually are. What do they seem to need from me in this moment? Is that something that I can realistically offer? Because sometimes it isn't. Am I open to moving, to giving something up, to being changed by connecting to this person? Am I willing to have my soul not only ajar, but am I willing to have my life changed by knowing this person? Am I open to change in myself, in my community, in my life? Because that's what it will take for us to be a truly, radically inclusive community. As Jen sang to you earlier from one of my favorite group's favorite songs, she sings so fervently, I can change, I can change, I can still change. She sings it not just like it's a truth, but like she wants it to be true. Not only does she want it to be true, she wants it to be more true. I can change. She repeats it. I can change, I can change, I can still change. She sings it over and over. I believe that I can change. I know that I can change. I can still change. No matter what my age, no matter what my stage, no matter what the differences are between us, I can change. I can change. I can still change. We can change, we can change, we can still change. So may it be, and amen.